Good morning everyone and welcome to today's video, which is going to be an in-depth week of workouts training for Hyrox. So Hyrox very much is my main priority right now, which at the start of the year I thought I'd be evenly split between Hyrox and running. However, it's my final year in the 16 to 24 age category for Hyrox, so I really just want to make the most of that because it is a tiny bit less competitive, really give Hyrox my all and just see what I can do in the next couple of months, and then focus on the running stuff, including a marathon, a fast half marathon, etc. after the summer basically. So Hyrox is the main goal going forwards. That is my main training priority. And then on the cards for races, my next 3 races are all Hyroxes. So I have Glasgow mixed doubles, then the next weekend I have London EMEAs, which is the European Open Championships, mixed doubles there, and then the weekend after that I have women's pro doubles. So lots of doubles races, and that means I need to be fast for them. So first session on the cards today is a Tuesday morning, and we're at the track. We're going to go hit 6 by 800 meters. I don't know what it is about my track, but it is always so freaking windy. Last week when I was here, it was so bad. I had 400s and it literally felt like I was running into a wall the whole time. It was so bad. And I checked the weather this morning and it was meant to be less windy today, but it doesn't feel it, to be honest. But anyway, I've done my 2K easy warm up and now I'm just gonna get my heart rate strap on, which I forgot to put on before. But as I was doing that session, it did kind of come to my mind that I did a half marathon race on Sunday, and even though it wasn't a full send, it was still a PB. It was a big PB for me. It was sub 90 for the first time, so it was still a hard and fast race. So I don't know if it's the most sensible decision to be doing these 800s today, 2 days post race. Even though I feel fine, my legs feel okay, I just am very conscious of recovery at the moment. So I think I'm going to start the first one, see what my paces are saying, and then I can always adjust my session and do my threshold session instead today. Okay, so I have decided to change my session just because the wind has really picked up and I want to know some accurate paces for this session. Obviously last week it was so windy, all the paces are a bit slower. And with Hyrox coming up, I just really want to know where I'm at pace-wise. So hopefully you guys can still hear me right now. I'm going to save that session for later in the week when it's less windy, or I'll do it on the treadmill if I have to. But yeah, I'm doing my threshold session today, which is 45 minutes run with 20 to 25 threshold. I've already done 10-minute warm-up, so I'm going to do 10 minutes now, then do the threshold, then cool down. Okay, so that run actually ended up being a lot harder than I thought. I don't think I was as recovered as I thought because my legs were tired, especially in those conditions yesterday. It was pretty tough. So I ended up doing just 20 minutes of threshold block in the middle with the warm up and cool down either side. And I held an average of 4:16 minutes per kilometre for that threshold block, which is about in the middle of my threshold, maybe a tiny bit on the slow side, but I think that's pretty expected when I did the half marathon 2 days before and with those windy conditions yesterday. But when it comes to threshold sessions, I have had my VO2 max and lactate threshold professionally tested in a lab, so I know my ranges. And when it comes to threshold running, I go off heart rate, I don't go off specific paces. So my threshold range is 168 to 175 beats per minute. So when I have a threshold session, I wear my chest strap because that's more accurate than just a watch, and I'm constantly checking my heart rate and just making sure that I'm staying within that zone. And how I will vary it is with a longer threshold block like that, I'm going to be sitting probably on the lower side of my threshold, so around 168 to 171-ish. And then if I'm doing some shorter blocks like 5 by 5 minutes, that's going to be where I'm creeping up towards that upper end threshold. But yeah, I don't go off any specific paces. Obviously I do keep track of my paces because we want to make sure that they're moving in the right direction. But when I'm actually running, I'm not looking at pace, I'm looking at my heart rate. But yeah, that was yesterday's session. That was Tuesday. Monday as well, I didn't start the vlog on Monday because it's just an active recovery day, but I'll just let you know what I did. It was 45 minutes of zone 1/2 on the bike, and then 30 minutes of my prehab exercises. Then we had Tuesday's run yesterday, and then today I'm off to the gym. I have to go to the track really quickly first. I'm helping one of the coaches from my gym film a few exercises, but that'll be like half an hour in and out. Then I'm going to the gym to train legs, and the goal is, I have a couple of weird little niggles recently. My hip is playing up. I might talk about that later in the video, but I'm going to just change a few things in my leg day. I'm going to not do any squats or any lunges. So I'm thinking probably RDLs, hip thrusts, step ups, calf raises, and then maybe a couple of other accessories in there depending on time. But yeah, I haven't trained legs consistently for like 6 weeks, which is really bad because I've been traveling, I've been in America. So I haven't had time for every single session because I've been so busy. And obviously Hyrox and running has come first because I have races coming up. But yeah, I need to get back into that properly because I suspect that maybe some of these little niggles are because my muscles are weak. I haven't been training, strength training, so things might be overcompensating. So we'll see. I could be wrong, but regardless, you should be strength training for injury prevention. So we're going to go hit legs, we're going to hit it hard, and yeah, just try and have some fun with it. That actually went pretty well, and I had a surprisingly good time because part of the reason why I've been skipping legs so much recently is since I started like hybrid training, performance training, lifting in the gym just doesn't excite me anymore. Those are the sessions that I really don't want to do. So they just rank lower and lower on my priority list. But that one was actually okay, probably because I haven't done it for a while. So it was a bit of novelty. But yeah, I just took it a little bit easier, or not necessarily easier. I just avoided a couple of exercises because of my hip. But on the exercises I did do, I actually went pretty freaking heavy. So I suspect I might have really bad DOMs tomorrow. We'll see. Obviously, hopefully not, because I have some hard sessions tomorrow, but I suspect that after not training legs properly for 6 weeks and then going in there and lifting pretty close to max effort, I might be feeling it tomorrow. But I do have an easy run to do later this evening, which I'm hoping, getting the blood flowing to the legs, it might actually help with recovery a little bit if I keep it really genuinely easy, like zone 1, zone 2. So that is the plan. Go home, refuel, water, food, rest up for a couple of hours, do a bit of work, and then get out on that easy run. It is actually the nicest day today. I was at the track before that leg session really quickly, helping some people from my gym with some filming stuff, and it was a glorious day. Like, compared to what we had yesterday when it was blowing a gale, so cold, so miserable, it feels like summer is on its way today. Blue skies, it's pretty hot. I think it's the hottest day of the year so far, which I believe. So yeah, shame I didn't do the track today, but hopefully it will just be nice on the weekends when I do have that actual track session that I still need to get done. Okay, session number 2 for the day is a 45-minute easy run, with the key word being easy because my legs are already pretty sore and like stiff from that strength session. So zone 1, zone 2, just really keeping it super chill. Okay, it's Thursday and I'm in the gym for my longer, harder Hyrox threshold session of the week, which is going to be alternating between station work and then the bike. Ideally it would have been race pace running, but I'm just very conscious of these tiny little niggles that I have because I'm less than 2 weeks out from race day, so I'm not going to get any fitter or any faster, but I could screw myself over if I push this next week too hard. So yeah, I was going to match it on the bike instead. But in terms of stations as well, there's going to be almost a bit of everything in there. So it's ski, sled push, sled pull, burpees, lunges, wall balls. So the only stations that aren't in there today are farmer's carry and row, which is actually kind of ideal because I've said to Rio, when it gets to the farmer's carry, he's going to pick them up and run as far and as fast as he possibly can. So hopefully I might not have to touch them at all in the race, or if I do, it's going to be like super minimal, like less than 50 meters. And the same with the row as well. Rio is so good on the row, so I'm going to do like 300 meters in the middle, and then he's going to take the start and the finish. So both of those are stations that I probably, hopefully, don't need to practice too much. But yeah, I'm all set up. On the bike, trying to warm up because my legs are in pieces, specifically my glutes, because that is kind of what I trained yesterday. So I'm hoping that as I warm up, I'm going to loosen into it, because otherwise this is not going to be a very fun session at all. Okay, I'm at the track for those 6x800s that I tried to do earlier in the week. It is 5:30 on a Saturday, so motivation is pretty low. I've been out all day with my family, I've been driving quite a lot, just overall pretty tired. Also, I've just come on my period, which isn't ideal, but this is my final like quality hard session to get done for the week. Like one that I really want to box off, so I'm gonna push through, get it done, and try and run some fast intervals tonight. I'm actually trying out the new Puma Deviate Elite Force today because they very kindly sent me them, and I did actually wear them for my Hyrox session on Thursday, I think it was that I did it, but I haven't worn them running yet, and I'm very impressed with the stability on the stations. So yeah, I'm probably going to wear these for Glasgow, I think, which is why I'm testing them today, because they are carbon plated and I wouldn't normally train in carbon shoes, but I want to see what they're like for running and see if they are the shoe for Glasgow in 11 days time. Good morning everyone, it is Sunday, the last day of the week. Quickly, let's do an update on the track session yesterday. That ends up being some of my, well, not some of my, I think my fastest 800s ever. The paces I was averaging in minutes per kilometre, it was 6x800 metres. I did 3:35, 3:39, 3:39, 3:33, 3:28, 3:25. So to be doing that off a jogging recovery, not even a static rest, I am very, very pleased with it. The last two were hard. I did push them as the pace reflects, but that is a huge confidence boost going into Glasgow in 10 days time, and no niggles whatsoever. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, touch wood. Body felt great. I feel like how I've adapted my training this week and split things has worked really well in terms of recovery. So I have 2 more sessions left to do today. I have some erg work, which I'm going to do now, and then I have a 90-minute easy run later, which I'm going to do with one of my friends. And then that'll be a wrap on like the last full week of training pre-Glasgow. But yeah, having my coffee, having my toast, peanut butter and banana. This is very early for me. I've been getting up at like 8 a.m. every single day this week. But I'm going out for brunch this morning with one of my friends, so to get my sessions in before I go. This is an early session for me, which I actually also want to get into the habit of getting up a bit earlier anyway. Just because it obviously means you have so much more time in the day. And I'm quite busy at the moment, but it's hard because your girl likes to sleep, especially leading up to my period. I've been sleeping a lot this week, like 9 hours minimum, 9 to 10 hours every single night, and that is a lot even for me. So I think that's obviously because I was due on, so hopefully heading into next week I can sort that out a little bit and sleep a little bit less. Also, drink, this is electrolytes, creatine and beta-alanine, which I'll try and drink this whole thing before I go to the gym. That's like a morning staple for me. So carbs for energy, and then those supplements as well, and hydration. Final workout of the week. It's a Sunday afternoon and we're doing a 90-minute easy run with Charlie here, who's actually not really a runner, so I'm pretty impressed that he's doing this full 90 minutes. When I suggested it to him, I was like, oh, you can just do half an hour or 60 minutes, but we're almost there, we've got 15 minutes left, and he's still going. Do you feel good? Breezing it. So yeah, legs are feeling super heavy. Obviously I did those intervals yesterday, this morning. Body has just been through it a bit this week, but it's going to be another 55k total weekly mileage in the bag ahead of Glasgow. And yeah, just overall really solid week of training. I think that's 11 of my sessions done. Actually managed to like tick off all of them. So yeah, great week of workouts. Thank you so much for watching this video, everyone. That is a wrap on the week of workouts. So in summary, we had Monday active recovery on the bike and mobility. Tuesday was my threshold running with that 20-minute block in the middle. Wednesday was lower body strength and a 45-minute easy run. Thursday was my longer Hyrox threshold session. Friday was upper body strength and a progression run on the treadmill. Saturday was my 800-meter intervals on the track, VO2 max work.
Then Sunday was my erg conditioning and my easy long run. So that is a wrap. That was a really solid week of training. And that really is kind of like the upper end of what my body can tolerate without starting to get all these little niggles and things, which after about 3 or 4 weeks of that, I do need a deload, which is what I'm due right now. But yeah, also 55k a week is kind of what I found my body can tolerate as well. Anything more than that, I'm just getting niggles left, right, and center. I think because of the intensity of the Hyrox stuff and doing that speed and doing all that threshold, it's just a lot on the legs. I could increase zone 2 work, but honestly, my time is better spent elsewhere at the moment. But that is a wrap on the week of workouts. It is now time to taper ahead of Glasgow, which I'm so nervous for. Like, I'm going to bed at the moment and feeling sick with nerves, just because we've set ourselves some really big goals. And yeah, we've been training really hard, and it's nice to see that training all pay off. Obviously in Phoenix, I had an absolutely terrible day. It just wasn't my day. My calves went crazy. So I'm obviously nervous that I'm going to get something similar to that, or even I'm not that nervous, but it's just that because I know that was one off. I've never had that in a race before, and it just happened from going too fast. But I haven't done a fast mixed doubles like ever, so I just don't really know what to expect. I'm going to bed feeling so nervous, feeling so sick at the moment, but also very excited. So that is a wrap. I'm not sure if I'm going to vlog Glasgow, just because it's quite hard to film when you're nervous and trying to be in the zone if you don't have someone filming for you, which I don't at the moment, so we'll see. But either way, it'll be on my Instagram. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again for the next video.